The first thing that I want to explain is essentially the message that I'm trying to get across. I don't know everything. I am not a relationship counselor. I'm not an expert on one thing. I think that all I really have is some incredible exposure to some incredible people, and I've gotten to see a lot of things that I think that in our everyday life we don't necessarily get the chance to see because of what society puts up as blockers and situations that we go, well, you can't be that person in that sense, or you can't be that person in that sense, and we tend to truly hide who we actually are. Whereas, believe it or not, in dancing you get to see things that tend to put people in situations where they're the most uncomfortable, therefore you get to see the side of them that you would never usually get to see. So my concept of why men don't dance tends to be a lot different than what most would think. You know, most of us will sit there and say men don't dance because, you know, they don't have rhythm, or they don't enjoy the music as much, or they just can't, or they have two left feet. That's one you hear the most. I have two left feet, so I can't dance. And my opinion of it completely differs. I think that most men don't dance, not because they don't love it, not because they wouldn't love to be able to, not because they wouldn't love to be able to spend that time with their partner, but because of society's preconceived images of what men can and can't do, and being put in a role where is that they have to be the man, and they have to be able to lead, and they have to be able to be masculine, and they have to be able to know and know all these different things when in truth they don't know how. And they tend to go, well, as opposed to actually trying it, what I'm going to do is pretend that dancing is gay, or pretend that, you know, only pansies dance, when really, and like I said, in their heads they're going, I would love to be able to dance, but I just don't want to be put in that situation where I'm supposed to be a man and I don't necessarily know how to be. And I think that's where the general stem of this goes from, is that dancing to me is you know, a great reflection of what happens in our everyday lives. I think often we're put in roles where we avoid trying because we're so afraid of actually making a mistake. And in dancing you see that quite a bit, but in life I think you see it just as much. So as opposed to necessarily saying to this person, oh, I don't enjoy dancing, or I don't like dancing as a man, what they're really saying is, I don't want to go up there and be made a fool of myself by a bunch of women who are going to tell me I don't know how to dance, and I'm going to just sit here instead and say, oh no, dancing's gay, and I'm just going to sit around and pretend that it doesn't actually affect me, when really in the back of my head all I'm thinking is, wow, I would love to be able to get up there and actually do something. So the next sort of few videos just talk about what it is that's going through a lot of guys' head, from my opinion, and how it is we can try to start to change those things.